Okay, I'm curious to see what would happen if we attempted to kill this guy. Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, that was a mistake. Hey everybody, welcome back to Buffer Zone Games. Today we are going to be playing a game that I really enjoy. This game is called Rust. It's available through Steam, and I've always enjoyed any game where you start with next to nothing, and then you work your way up. This game takes that to the extreme, and I'll show you what I mean. So as you can see, when you spawn in, you start asleep on the map, and it says press any key to wake up, and so we do that. We hop up, there's our shadow. It looks like we're floating, actually. That's interesting. So you usually will spawn on a shoreline of some sort. If you want to see how big the map you're in is, you can hit G. And that will... Where are we? We're right here. And then you can zoom out. Wow, this is probably one of the biggest maps I've ever seen. This is massive. Okay, so as you can see, we're on a beach. Higher elevation areas will have snow, and then you'll see text written that has, these are what people will call rad towns. Rad is in radiation. This is like post-apocalyptic or post-nuclear fallout. So these are all, abandoned, rundown places, but they have loot, pickaxes, things that you're going to need. Because if you look, what we currently have on us right now, we have a rock, and we have a torch, and that's it. So we got to go from this to getting clothes, because we're naked right now. This is us. Don't worry, I've got the nudity censored, but this is our character, literally naked as a jaybird with a rock and a torch. So what we want to do is take that rock, and if you hit that rock against a tree, you gain wood. And if you take the time to actually hit the X that's spray painted, it'll give you more wood than just hitting it up here. If I hit just the tree anywhere, it just gives me 5. But if I hit the X and I hit it multiple times in a row, I didn't have enough time to show you that. It increases to either 10, I think 10 or 12. Sulfur ore, metal ore you can find laying on the ground. You can also find stones. And I'll show you what those look like when we come to them. But anything you find, there you go. There was a piece of stone. You want to collect that stuff because we're going to need stone. We're going to need wood, cloth, if we can find it, so that we can clothe ourselves, not be running around in our birthday suit. We got to collect all kinds of things to be able to build and create a shelter. I picked a server to show you this stuff that's basically unpopulated, so we won't have any run-ins, because this game can be like super brutal, and I don't want to have to deal with like being killed and having to deal with other people while I'm trying to show you this stuff. So I'll collect some wood and I'll collect some other things, and I'll show you how to craft and build and what to look for and how that goes. All right, up ahead of us, which you'll see, are hemp plants, and this is where you get your cloth. And the cool thing about those, whenever you pick those plants, it gives you 10 per plant, but it also gives you a seed, a hemp seed that you can actually plant and you can grow. Now, it's only good to grow once. It doesn't like keep recurring after you've harvested it, but still, if you let it grow to its full potential, you can get another 10 cloth for basically free. So we're going to need to collect as much of this stuff as we can. So I'm going to go grab some more of this over here. And then, there's more stone. Gonna need that. And then we'll loot some of these crates over here and see what we can find. But basically what we're going to need to make life easier. Right now, the only thing we have that we can use to harvest wood or any other... Oh, if you ever see one of these guys, I told you the server is unpopulated. That's an NPC. That's an AI character. If we got too close to that guy, he would gun us down. So if you see one of those, avoid them unless you have a weapon of some kind to take them out. So if I go into tab, so this is quick craft. These are the items that they assume you're going to want to craft first. We would need a hatchet that allows us to gather wood a lot faster, and a pickaxe for stone whenever we find a stone that we can actually hit and gain stone from. So there's the stone hatchets, they're metal tools, those are obviously better, and basically you just work your way up the evolutionary chain. So we have 70 cloth, and we've got enough wood that if I wanted to right now, I could actually create a bow, which I think I'm going to, because you really need a weapon of some kind early on in the game if you're going to hunt or, you know, protect yourself at all, because down here you've got our health meter, and then you've got our hydration. We can become dehydrated, which starts zapping health, and we can start starving. This is the food meter here as well. And the more you run and the more not exercise, but energy you waste or use, both of those will go down. So we'll try to stay away from that NPC, but I want to open up these barrels and stuff and see what we find, because a lot of this stuff can be used for crafting and other stuff. What is this? A drop box? This item can be deployed on walls so that players can input items from the exterior of the building for safekeeping. You can only access the submitted contents of the drop box from, I'm assuming, from behind. I don't need that. Let's see. I should be able to just drop that. Yeah, we don't need that. Okay. Let's continue searching and try to stay away from that guy in the rad suit. Okay, so we got our bow, and we should have gotten some arrows. Yeah, so when you click an arrow, you get 2 arrows per click. So when it says that you're making 2, you're actually making 4, which is good to know. Because I'm pretty sure the max amount that you can have is 30, I think. Let's collect some more cloth, because the other thing you want to do, you want to create early on in the game, is you want to get a sleeping bag created. And sleeping bags are pretty essential. What they allow you to do, like if that NPC were to just go crazy and kill us, then we just randomly spawn somewhere else on this massive map, and it could put us anywhere. It could put us miles from where we are right now. Oh wow, there's even more people over there. Good night. Do we attempt? Okay, I'm curious to see what would happen if we attempted to kill this guy. Oh jeez. Oh gosh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that was a mistake. That was a huge mistake. Is he following us? I don't see him. Oh, that was stupid. We need bandages to heal ourselves. Oh, that was okay. I kind of want to go back after we heal ourselves to finish him off. We're lucky he didn't chase us. Let's bandage ourselves up here. We're already starving, so that's going to be another problem that we have to deal with. But I really need to get all the way healed back up. Is that our guy? Is he looking for us? I need to create as many of these as I can. I think that's the guy. I think that's the one we were just shooting. I wonder how good his aim is from this far away. I mean, I'm not ready to attack him yet, because my health is still less than half. And each bandage is only 5 points. So, I'll keep trucking away here. But once I get healed up, I'm going to try to take this guy out. So, I died. He came after me with a vengeance and slaughtered me, so that didn't really go as well as I had hoped it would. And let's see how far away we spawned from where we were originally. So originally we were up here. I have no idea where we are now. Oh, wow, we're way over here. See, that's what I'm talking about. It would take us a long time to walk from here to there. So we're on a completely different part of the map now. Again, gonna have to collect wood and cloth, so I'll do that, and then I'll come back and show you guys how to build and craft and do what we need to do there. So as I was collecting, I saw one of these, which means there's a cave probably nearby. I'm assuming right over there. These are good because these have fuel, and if you ever find a lantern hat or looks like a flashlight, oops, I didn't want to do that. When you highlight it, those also have fuel inside them, and that's really good stuff to have. Actually, let's go ahead and grab that hat. I'm gonna waste some of this fuel and put this hat on and go down into this cave and see if we can get a decent amount of stone. Here you go. Here's a stone right here. See how dark it gets so quick? Let's turn this on. So when you're trying to harvest stone or metal shards or whatever kind of rock you're hitting, you just want to aim for the spark, and that will give you the most that you can get. Kind of like you aim for the X on the wood when you're chopping a tree down. This is the best way to go. And once we get enough stone, I'll create a pickaxe, and then we'll really be able to go to town like a lot faster. Okay, so now I should have, yeah, that's what I see right there. Should have enough for that and a hatchet. And that's really all I wanted to get out of here. Now we can keep oh yeah, more fuel, that's good. More fuel. I don't need a candle hat. But we can keep looking and see if there's more stone down here, and there is. Our stone pickaxe has, if you look in the bottom right screen, each item you craft has an amount of time that it takes to actually craft the item. Ours is going to be done here in 2 seconds. So we will just, there it is. Now we'll just use this instead. And you'll notice before we were only getting 22 bits of stone per hit. Now we're getting 36. So the better the item you're using to harvest material, the more you're going to be able to get and the faster you're going to be able to go. Okay. I don't want to go too terribly far because a lot of these caves have traps in them. And by traps, I mean, we didn't even have to build that. We could just got one if I'd gone further. Right here. Okay, so here's a perfect example. If I wasn't paying attention, I would have fallen in that pit, and then we would have been stuck and died. So I'm just going to get out of here. We got the stone we needed. We took, you know, we looted the boxes that were down here. So this is a different kind of rock. If you look at this, you see it kind of shiny. When you hit this rock, you get metal fragments or metal ore. And that can be smelted down if you build a furnace into metal fragments, and then you can use metal fragments to build metal objects. You can use it to upgrade your building from wood to metal, or stone to metal, or whatever. You can use it to build guns. If you've got blueprints for that, you can do all kinds of stuff. Instead of having a stone hatchet or a stone pickaxe, I can use metal fragments to create an actual, like, regular axe, like a metal axe, and that allows us to do even better when we're trying to collect all of our stuff. So let's see here. I've got 400 wood, so I need more wood. Let's save that stuff. Let's collect more wood here real quick. I guess the rule still applies for this as well. Even when using a hatchet, just try to hit that X, and it will let you harvest it faster. There we go. Let's get a little more. There it goes. Okay, let's see what we got now. We've got 1,200. So, other really important things to do, like when you first get started, you want to build or create a building plan. You have to have this in order to build yourself shelter. Also, sleeping bag. I want to make sure I get that before I forget. And then, in tandem with a building plan, you want a hammer. A hammer allows you to upgrade your items after you build them, because as soon as you build something, it automatically just starts you off at the lowest level, which is like twigs, thatch and twigs. And it's very easy to break into. So you at the very least, you want to upgrade to wood from the thatch, which is kind of the like equivalent of like a log cabin. Still, on the spectrum of things that are easy to break into, wood is still, you know, towards the easier side, but it's a lot harder to break into a wood structure than it is a thatch structure. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a second. I gotta wait for our stuff that we're crafting right now to finish. If you hit Q, it'll take you to your crafting menu, and it'll show you how much longer you've got for everything. Like if I had a whole line of stuff, it'll show you how far you are into the lineup. Otherwise, if you're only crafting one thing, you can just look into the bottom right like I was talking before. Okay, so we've got our building plan. So if you right click when you're holding your building plan out, it'll tell you all the different things that you can do. So we can do a square foundation or a triangle foundation. Obviously, if you're going to start building, you have to start with one of these two. So we'll just start with a square. We'll just do a simple 2x2. And then we want walls. We're also going to need a door, so we can put a door on this thing. Let's put our door here, and then we're going to want walls. And then we're going to want ceiling. I know that says floor, but I prefer using this more than the roof that you can use, because you can also, I mean, you can do roof as well, but I don't know, I've always just used this. And then if we wanted to upgrade, you can pull out your hammer and it'll tell you the items that you can upgrade to, right? So right now it's just thatch and twigs. So if I wanted to go to the next level up, it'll tell me how much there in the center. It's 200 wood. It's 200 wood per solid square of floor, or per wall. So it's the same amount. So if I wanted to show you what that looks like to create a wood floor, essentially that's what it upgrades to. And then it goes from, what was this, 10 strength? So if I wanted to destroy this, it'd be very easy, to 250. So it's a massive, massive jump. And then from there to stone, it goes from 250 to 500. So really, the best thing you can do if you're going to build small to start, so that it doesn't take you as long to gather the stuff that you need. And then create a, I need some stairs so that I can actually get up to this easy. And then create a stone structure, because that's going to be the hardest thing to get into. So let's go. I'm going to go collect some more stuff and I'll show you what else we can do. So this is the third type of rock. This is a sulfur ore rock, and what you get out of this is sulfur ore. Again, you can smelt this down in a furnace once you actually have the resources you need to build a furnace, and this allows you to create stuff like gunpowder and explosives. This stuff is super important down the road. Early on in the game, you're not really going to be able to do much with it, but I just wanted to show you that so you know what to look for when it comes time to... If you look at an item and it says you need sulfur to create it, you'll know what to look for. Gather more cloth, make sure we can get all that stuff, because we've got to recreate our bow. All that stuff was taken from us. And then I'm looking for stone. I don't want to go up into the snow, because again, we're still naked. I haven't created clothes yet. And you'll see what happens. So in the bottom right, there's your status, right? We're starving, which is not good. Our health is a little over half. But as you start, there you go, there's the warning. So as you start getting into colder areas, especially when you're naked, you'll see it start to give you warning that you're getting in areas that are too cold for you. And that's stuff you want to avoid, because that temperature will just keep dropping, and then if that number gets too low, like into the negatives, then your health starts dropping pretty dang quick. So you want to avoid that. Obviously, you can travel into colder areas if you craft yourself a heavy coat or a hoodie or something that's a little heavier, you know, something to keep you warm. But right now, we are still completely naked. Oh no, and I've had my... I had my flashlight helmet on that whole time, so I was wasting fuel that whole time. So remember to turn that off, because that fuel is what we need to create a furnace. And I just wasted like 10 of it, so that's no good. But we need to collect all this stone as much as we can, and then we will go back and upgrade our hut, structure, whatever you want to call it, to stone, so that it's a lot harder to break into. So there are also natural enemies in this game that you definitely want to be careful about. If you can, I don't know if you can tell. I don't want to get too close because he's going to come after us. That's a bear. And bears are really hard to take down, even if you have a bow and arrow. It takes a ton of shots. They're awesome if you can take them down because you can get you can get tons of cloth. You can get fat, which you can use to make fuel. Bones, leather, like you can get all kinds of stuff from them. So it's just things to be looking out for when you're out running around. Things to avoid if you don't have means of protecting yourself. Alright, so there's also wildlife that is not dangerous that you can actually kill for food. Oh, I guess this one's glitched out. So this will be easy. Oh, nope, there he goes. I was gonna say, usually they start taking off. Got him. On the run. Make sure we get our arrows back. So this guy should give us deer meat and some other stuff. And if your arrows don't break, you can actually collect them. I don't know if you saw that. You can collect them back off of the animal or whatever it is that you were killing. So you'll see we're getting deer meat, animal fat, bone fragments, cloth. Those are all good things to have. There we go. Okay, so we harvested a lot from that guy. Now we can... So this is the absolute best item that you can have to harvest from something that you've killed. It gives you the most yield, and it takes the longest to wear down. And it's fairly cheap to create, but it's definitely... If you're ever going to be harvesting anything from an animal that you killed for food, like we need to really bad. Our health is down to 35 and our food's been at 0 for a long time. And you can kind of tell if you look at the right corner of the screen, you see that kind of like that fog. It looks like your monitor's dirty. That's going to get more and more red the lower our health gets. It's going to get real bad here. So what we need to do is build a campfire so we can cook some of that deer meat that we just collected so we will stay alive. You would think you could drink this water, but if you look at the map, we're next to this is just a bay, and that's the ocean. So if you were to drink this water, it's salt water. You're just going to get sick and then get dehydrated, and it'll take like a ton of health away, and then you end up dying. So I really can't afford to die right now, because if you look at my items list, my sleeping bag is still in my main items list, which means I've not laid it down. So if I were to die, I would have nowhere to spawn, and it would spawn us randomly again, and that would be pretty bad for us. Okay, so as far as building a fire, you can put it anywhere that it shows blue, and then hold E. E is your action item. We want to put this meat in the fire, and then turn the fire on. We're gonna cook the meat. It's best if you just keep an eye on it, because if you walk away, once the meat cooks, it will continue to cook, and then it'll burn, and then it's no good for you. And if you eat it, it makes you sick and takes even more health away. So we'll just hang out here, wait for that to cook all the way, and then get rolling. There we go. Turn that off, collect our wood back so we don't waste it. And I don't need charcoal. I mean, eventually we will, but we don't need it now. So let's go ahead and eat this stuff. There we go. Got us up to 80 health. And if you take a look at our... 80 food. If you take a look at the health, when you eat something, it also increases your health as well. So... And now, what you were looking up in the top right corner of the screen, kind of that muddy, like dirty monitor look, that's semi-disappeared. It's still kind of there, but it's not near as bad. And if we're able to continue to find food and eat, then we will survive and it won't be that big of a deal. So this kind of area, this kind of terrain that you're looking at right here, this loamy ground soil looking stuff, this is where, if you're gonna find mushrooms, this is where you're gonna find them. Fortunately for us, this looks like a really small little patch of this type of ground, so we may not find any, but I'll look. We'll see. If we find them, that'd be great, because health-wise, we're kind of hurting. Oh, there you go. There's one, kind of hidden under the ferns. So we'll take that. Oh, here you go. There we go. Sometimes if you find them, they're growing in a circle, and that's really nice. These, I believe, when you eat them, give you 10 health per? I don't remember. No, 15. They give you 15. Not health. I keep saying health. They give you 15 food points, which is good. So now we're starting to gain our health back. But if we could find more, that would be good too. Let's eat these. Okay, let's see here. We've got... we've probably got enough stone to upgrade the house and do a couple other things. Okay, cool. So let's... I'll go back. I'll meet you guys back at the shack that we built, and we'll go from there. We traveled quite a bit further than I thought. It's, the sun's already going down, and this hill that we built next to is shading this entire area already. So the first thing I want to do, just in case something crazy happens, is I want to put my sleeping bag down so that if I die, we can at least spawn back in our little shack here. There we go. And let's see here. Let's upgrade everything to stone. Should have enough stone to do that. Oh, don't ever forget the roof. It's not that hard for someone to get up there and take advantage of it. And we can upgrade the stairs too. Oh, we can't upgrade the stairs. Dang, wow, we had exactly the amount that we needed. Okay, so the first and easiest door that you can build is just a wood door. And then, unless you have somehow miraculously stumbled upon some metal fragments, the only thing you're going to be able to do is build a... Oh, crud. I don't know why it did that. The only thing you're going to be able to build is that wooden lock. A wooden lock's better than nothing because it at least allows, like, when you leave, no one can just walk into your place and steal all the stuff that you've stored. But what sucks about that is a wooden lock requires a key, and that key has to be on your person if you want to get into your own house. Which means if you die and you did not leave a spare key in your house, then when you spawn back in your sleeping bag, you'll be locked in your own place. So that can be frustrating. Now, if you have enough wood or whatever that you've left in your house, then you can use wood to make a new key and then you're okay. But if you don't have anything in your house to make a new key, then you're locked in your own house and it's basically a game over. You gotta just die and then respawn somewhere else and just give up on that. So let's open this up because it's getting a little dark. I need to make let's make a fireplace. And I guess I can just get my torch out for now so we can see what's going on. Close this. Put the lock on the door. Aim at that, and then we want to create a key, which you see that went from green to red. Now you know that this is locked. Now for me, I always create a second key, and then whenever our campfire is built, when I put this here in the corner, what I'll do is I will store that extra key in the fireplace instead of in a loot box, so that if someone were to get in and they didn't look in the fireplace, then they wouldn't have a key. Okay, so keep that key on us. And let's see, we've got plenty of cloth. We're doing okay in that area. So let's actually make some clothes so we're not naked. We've got... Okay, so since we killed that deer, we can actually make hide boots, which are better than just those burlap ones. So we'll create those, and we'll get some burlap pants and burlap shirt. World's itchiest outfit, and then a burlap head wrap as well. Points for warmth aren't going to be super high with burlap, but it's better. It's definitely better than nothing. And then let's take this out. I can create a storage box so that all this extra gear, I don't have to keep it on my person, especially if I go out and die somewhere. I won't have to worry about going out and finding my body and trying to get all that stuff off before it despawns. I'll be able to just come back here and grab stuff out of the box. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find that fire. That way I won't have to hold on to this anymore. Let's turn that on. There we go. So that should light up the house enough. And then got our pants. Yay! No more nudity. And let's see, what else have we got going on? Shirt and all that stuff. Okay, so if I were playing on a server with other people, I would want to get some kind of armor. And as you work your way up, if you kill enough animals and create enough bones, you can create bone armor, or you can create wood. Yeah, you can create wood armor, but you have to go looting and find rope. You can't just create it if you have 300 wood. So if you have anything that you want to create and it's not lit up or, you know, fully colored, it looks grayed out like this, that means you don't have what you need. But if you click on that item, it'll tell you what you're missing. So let's see here. Like right, okay, so here's some other important stuff. Workbenches. So certain items require you have a certain level of workbench to actually craft it, which seems kind of crazy, but they're trying to make the game evened out to where you can't just start in this game and then instantly have like all the best weapons and everything and then go and destroy everybody around you. Like it kind of turns into a race of how you can survive and, you know, slowly collect these things to be able to build up your stuff. So this is the furnace that I was talking about. We've got the wood for it. We need 200 stone and I need 50 low-grade fuel. As far as I can tell right now, we've only got 12. We can make more. Not a whole lot more. We can only make like 8 more. So per fuel that you make is worth 4. So that should take us to 20 if I go back to this, and that's what we've got. So we're 30 away. Got our outfit completely. I look like I'm ready to roll. But anyway, so I need to create... Did I create that loot box? Yeah, I did. I'll create another one. We'll lay this guy down so we can unload some of our gear. You can hit R if you're looking to place something. As long as it's blue, you can set it down. If you hit R, it allows you to rotate it. And since I'm going along this wall, I want to... Actually, I don't want to put it there. There we go. Take up the least amount of space. Had I put this crate here, I would have blocked the light to the entire rest of the shack. And at night, that gets pretty difficult to tell what's going on. I try to put these as close together as possible because you've only got so much room to work with. So let's see. We can store wood. We can store stone. I mean, we can store anything we want to, but I'm just thinking of stuff that I'm not going to want to keep with me while I'm out, just in case I die. Because this is all going to be good stuff to have. Probably hold on to that. I don't want to hold on to that. Leather, cloth is good. A stone's not bad to have on you. I don't want to keep those with me, just in case. I have to keep the key. Alright, so this is, I mean, that's fair enough. That opens this up quite a bit. Let's see how the night cycle is going. On certain nights, there's the moon. So if you pay attention and you really look hard, you can tell that the moon's actually moving. And once that moon sets, the sun, I believe this is the right direction. Yeah, we're almost facing east. This is east. If I scale out. So here's east. Obviously there's west and north and south. So the sun will be coming up from this direction. That moon, once that moon sets, we'll be good to go for the next day. But anyway, I wanted to do this video to get kind of an orientation on how this game works and what to look for and what to do, because I'm going to be playing with a buddy of mine on some live servers with a lot of other people. And once we're doing that, we're not going to have time to explain everything that we're doing. We're just going to go play and try to survive against all these other people and see what happens. So this video is for those of you who haven't played the game and you want to play the game and you want to see what it's all about. Tons of exploring to do. It is fun as solo, but if you're playing with a lot of other people like against you, it's very difficult. But yeah, just this little ins and outs of this game. We kind of just barely scratched the surface. Like this is a starter shack. I wouldn't normally build this out in the middle of an open place like this because it's super easy to spot. I would have probably looked on the map for higher areas, mountains, places where there's going to be rocks and cliffs, and tucked it away, because the best defense, in my opinion, the way I play this game, is it's a lot harder to break into my place if you can't find it. That way, even if I do have a lock, it's not that big of a deal because the chance of someone finding the place isn't going to be that high. And then once I've got a little starter place like this, I'll collect and save wood and stone and all that stuff so I can build a bigger place so that I can actually have furnaces and those the tool. What were those called? Tool benches? Yeah, the tool benches and all that stuff, because it gets kind of crazy once you get higher tier and you want to start creating weapons and all that. You've got a lot of stuff that you got to deal with. So anyway, this is just a plug for Rust and a plug for the fact that I'm going to be playing Rust with a buddy of mine, and look forward to it. I look forward to you guys coming to hang out with us, and hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will catch you in the next one.